Welcome to Inspirational Bible Bites,
Yes.
our podcast where we delve into Christian life and those everyday topics that matter to, men and women of faith.
Yeah.
I'm David, and joining me as always is Barbara.
Hi, everyone.
This is episode number 5, and today
All right.
we're tackling a question that I think really tugs at the heartstrings of a lot of pet lovers.
Yeah.
Do our pets go to heaven? I mean,
Big question.
it's a big question, right? We all kind of hope for that reunion someday, don't we?
We do. It's something that's intrigued people, I think, for ages.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So to guide our exploration today, we're turning to the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And, while it doesn't give us a straight yes or no answer,
Right.
there are definitely some really interesting passages
Right.
and principles that we can kind of glean some hints from.
Definitely.
So are you ready to embark on this journey with us?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's jump right in.
Okay.
So if we start in Genesis, the book of beginnings,
Okay.
it describes both humans and animals as having the breath of life. We see that in Genesis chapter 2, verse 7 for humans.
Right.
And for animals, we see it in a few different spots. Genesis chapter 1, verse 30.
Okay.
Genesis chapter 6, verses 17, and Genesis chapter 7, verses 15 and 22.
Okay.
So this kind of shared breath of life,
Yeah.
it makes you wonder, is there some sort of spiritual connection there? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a really fascinating starting point, I think. This idea of the shared breath of life does possibly suggest that there's a commonality between humans and animals. But then when we look at Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 and 27, it brings up a really crucial distinction. Humans are created in the image of God.
Right.
So that unique characteristic does imply, I think, capacity for things like rational thought, complex emotions, spiritual connection with God that animals, may not possess.
So thinking about that distinction, that humans are created in God's image, does that maybe suggest that we have a special responsibility towards animals? Yeah. Almost a stewardship, if you will.
Yeah, I think that's a really insightful point. You're right. It opens up that whole conversation about our role in caring for God's creation.
Yeah.
Which would include the animals.
Right.
Yeah. And if we acknowledge that unique position that we hold, it does seem to suggest that all creatures should be treated with respect and compassion.
Absolutely. And, speaking of God's care for animals, the flood narrative really reinforces that idea. God went to great lengths to preserve the animal kingdom.
He did.
We see in Genesis chapter 6, verse 19, that God specifically instructs Noah to bring 2 of all living creatures onto the ark.
Right.
To ensure their survival. I mean, that's got to mean something.
Right. Yeah. And, It's interesting. It's not just those cuddly, cute animals. He's preserving. It's all of them.
All of them, right?
Even, those that we might consider dangerous.
Right.
Like snakes in Genesis chapter 7, verse 2.
Right.
It really emphasizes that all of them have an intrinsic value in creation and that the world wouldn't be the same without them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this whole idea of interconnectedness, I think, is echoed in Romans chapter 8, verses 20 and 21.
Okay.
Where it describes all creation, and that includes animals, groaning under the weight of sin.
Yeah.
And longing for the freedom of restoration.
Yeah.
So, if creation as a whole is awaiting redemption, does that suggest that animals are part of God's ultimate plan as well?
It's such a thought-provoking passage. I mean,
It is.
This whole imagery of creation yearning for that liberation from suffering and from decay.
Right.
It does suggest a universal scope to God's redemptive power.
Yeah.
So it really does leave us pondering.
Yeah.
Does this restoration also encompass a heavenly existence for animals as well?
It's a really interesting thing to ponder, isn't it?
It is.
So before we move on, I just wanted to remind everyone about our YouTube channel, Inspirational Bible Bites. If you are enjoying this deep dive, I think you'll really enjoy the content over there as well. We've got a lot of really enriching content.
We do.
Discussions on faith and life.
Come join us. We have a great community over there.
Absolutely. So, okay, let's continue our exploration.
Right.
We see this idea of a restored creation. It's really beautifully painted, I think, in Isaiah's prophecy about the millennial kingdom.
Yeah.
In Isaiah chapter 11, verses 6 through 9, we see predators and prey. They're coexisting in harmony, lions and lambs, wolves and goats. It's just this beautiful picture of perfect peace extending even to the animal world.
Yeah.
So could this be, a glimpse of what a heavenly existence for animals might look like.
Yeah, I think it definitely paints such a vivid picture.
It does.
Full of hope and this concept of peace extending to the animal kingdom. I think it isn't limited to just the millennial kingdom.
Right.
If we look at Revelation chapter 21, verse 1, it describes this new heaven and new earth.
Right.
Where everything is made new.
Yeah.
So could this paradise that's being described
Right.
also include animals? I mean, does this give us a glimpse of a future where we might be reunited with those pets that we loved and cherished?
No, I think, we have to be honest here.
Yeah.
All those passages definitely inspire a lot of hope.
Yeah.
And, offer these glimpses into God's love for all creation.
Right.
The Bible doesn't explicitly say
Right.
yes or no.
It doesn't.
Pets go to heaven.
Yeah.
But it gives us a lot to think about, doesn't it?
It does. It doesn't offer that definitive answer.
Yeah.
But it does encourage us to reflect on God's character.
Right.
His love for his creation.
Yeah.
And to kind of embrace the mystery.
The mystery.
Of his plans.
Right. So, going through this and looking at all this.
Yeah.
It's really challenged me to think, what would heaven for an animal even look like? Would it be endless fields to run in? Unlimited treats?
Would there be squirrels?
Or something beyond even what we can imagine?
Right. It really does stretch our understanding of God's boundless love and creativity.
It does. And that's where I think this gets even more interesting.
Okay.
What does this understanding of God's love for all creation, what does that reveal about our responsibility to be good stewards of the animal kingdom?
Yeah, that's such a huge question.
It is a huge question.
If God cares so deeply for animals, surely we as those created in his image should reflect that same care in our interactions with them.
Absolutely. I think this whole conversation has just given me such a newfound appreciation for the bond that we share with animals.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you are enjoying this discussion as much as we are, we invite you to join the community over on YouTube. Inspirational Bible Bites. Lots of great thought-provoking content there.
Come join us.
So as we conclude this episode, we would love to hear your thoughts.
Yes.
What resonated with you most? During our exploration of this topic, share your reflections with us on social media.
We are always eager to engage with our listeners.
Absolutely. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast for more deep dives into the wisdom of the Bible. Until next time, may you be blessed with the peace and love of God.
Goodbye, everyone.